Hello everybody, my name is Lake and welcome to Shonen This Week, the show where we read all the stuff in Shonen Jump and some stuff not in Shonen Jump, and we rank it all. Now let me tell you what we're not ranking this week. First of all, Kagurabachi, which I'm sure you all know I'm very upset about. Also not included is Centuria, which is another consistent top ranker on this, so I'm also very disappointed about that. Either way, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, because I do this every single week. Unfortunately, we're not adding anything this week. That includes Hunter x Hunter. I did want to read it. I'm not caught up on it. I'm sorry. We have a new gimmick now, also. So there's that timer above my head. We get 1 minute to talk about everything, because I'm sick and tired of these dragging on way too long. So we're going to go ahead and start with Sakamoto Days. So not the first chapter, the newest chapter of Sakamoto Days was pretty good, but also not really. I'm going to give this a C tier, and I'll tell you why, because it's stupid. So Atari, first of all, she doesn't know how to use tarot cards, because the death card doesn't actually represent anything bad, but she makes the bold prediction in Sakamoto's fight against Uzuki that he is going to die, and she's even crying, and we all know this is obviously not going to happen. There are no stakes in this manga. There are 0 stakes in this manga. Sakamoto is obviously not going to die. Like, let's be so fucking for real here. So now we know what is actually going to happen. Uzuki is going to copy Sakamoto, and they're going to end up killing him. And I will say, if Sakamoto actually does die, I will come back here and I will issue a public apology to Yuto Suzuki. But we all know he's not going to die, because that's just not how this fucking manga works, and because of that, it's C tier. It pissed me off. Next, we're going to talk about Ichi the Witch. I would put this at a very solid A tier. I feel like we learn a lot in this chapter. We get Komugi character development, we get Disgaris versus Minakata, we get knowledge that that gangster witch that showed up last time actually has a mentor-pupil contract, just like Disgaris and Ichi do. Only hers is with Fujimine, so the plot kind of thickens here. It seems like I don't really know where we're going from here. I'm not going to put this as good as last week, because I don't know, I just feel like last week was kind of stronger in general. We got an introduction to the whole like Akatsuki group for Ichi the Witch. I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm going to call them the Akatsuki until they get an official name. That's what they are to me, because they were just like shadowy figures, and it was so Kishimoto, or Oda, I guess. Anyway, Ichi the Witch, solid A tier. Next, let's talk about Kinato's magic. This is playing out all according to plan. I would put it B tier. He saves Terasu. They're about to fight the lady. It's just a whole bunch of exposition back and forth, and like don't give up, or you don't have to hurt people to be strong, or whatever. And like, you've heard all this shit before, but it was still better than Sakamoto Days. But I don't need a whole minute to talk about this one. Next, Under Doctor. This is a pretty solid chapter. I would put it just behind Ichi the Witch. We get Haiji performing the surgery. He gets Dan, or probably Don, because it's a Japanese manga. He gets him to promise to no longer be a doctor, or no longer pretend to be one, and he swears to go try to be an actual doctor. It was a good chapter. It was heartwarming. I just enjoyed reading it. Under Doctor, I'm not locked in. I'm not locked in on the story, but it's just one of those things you have fun reading. It's the best way I could describe it. But other than that, there's no real layers here. I don't have much to say. Roku's House of Oddities. This was a pretty solid chapter. I would put it just above Under Doctor, I think. So he goes with the occult club to investigate this definitely haunted phone booth, and then the vampire dude swoops in at the end and saves everybody and Aura farms. I just find the chapters of this manga to be really fun and really charming, and I've enjoyed every single chapter of it so far. It's just an enjoyable read. It's not super story dense or anything, there's not a lot going on, really. It's just fun antics, fun characters. I really hope this one survives. Akane Banashi, we are continuing with What's-His-Face's performance of God of Death. Good God, you'll have to forgive me, I've been reading a lot of manga lately, so there are a lot of names in my head. Now, it's Kaisei, right? Kaisei Arakawa, that's the one, if I'm not mistaken. He's performing God of Death right now, and he really digs into his childhood here. I would probably put this as a solid A tier. This does a lot for Kaisei's character. We see how he kind of feels indebted to his mom. He believed she would be better without him, and he's putting all those emotions into his performance. I think I said last week, I'd be surprised if he doesn't beat Akane here. I think it's kind of crucial that she loses here, so we see that she still has quite a way to go. But at the same time, we are past 200 chapters now. How much longer can this manga possibly go on for? I don't know. I mean, they're good chapters, I enjoy it, but reading it week by week already has been a little bit brutal. That being said, really good chapter this week. Drawn to the Fire. Now, word on the street is this one is getting canceled. I would actually put this below Kinato's Magic. Now, it's fun. It has a fun cast of characters. I can't really tell the new guy from the main guy that well. It has a fun cast of characters, and it's enjoyable to read every week, but I just don't feel there's enough substance to like basically anything going on to keep it alive long term. But every chapter has been good so far, but unfortunately, good is not what Shonen Jump is looking for at the moment, and I don't think good, especially for a sports manga. I don't know if it's going to make the cut, but I've enjoyed it so far, and I'm going to be sad to see it go. I'm going to be more sad than I was about Alien Headbutt, because I liked Alien Headbutt, but it was like, I didn't see the glaze, you know what I mean? This one, I actually like. I wouldn't mind seeing the story through, but yeah, it's not listed on the volume releases for September, so seems like it might be done for. Animal Signal. The chapters of this one are fun every single week. I'd probably put this one above Underdoctor, just below Roku's House of Oddities. We get a really fun chapter here. They're trying to save some guy from getting poisoned, or this like important scientist dude. They're at this maid cafe. You get lots of fun facts. And then there's, of course, the gag about the girl making an omelet so terrible that he actually uses it to defeat the enemy at the end of the chapter. Now, I just thought it was really fun, and this is another one that I just enjoy reading every week. Shut your brain off and enjoy. Get some cool animal facts. And, you know, it does what it sets out to achieve perfectly. I can see this one surviving long term, personally. Now let's talk about Hal Formula, which I think is by far the strongest of the new batch. And I don't even think it's particularly close, if I'm being honest with you. Hal Formula, I've been absolutely locked in on every single chapter of this. I don't know why. The characters are really compelling to me. The art is absolutely beautiful, and the story just seems really intriguing. I am on the fence. I don't know if the older brother is going to die. It's kind of keeping me on edge because it definitely feels like he will. If he does, we're going to see in the next couple of chapters. Who knows? But this was an S-tier chapter to me, even though it was kind of in the aftermath of the last S-tier chapter. But I thought it was good. And like I said, the problem is I always feel like I should talk more about this. But what more is there to say? We're in the early game with this. It's good. It's basically S-tier in every metric. There's really not much to dig into. It's just a good manga. It's a manga about racing, which is kind of new to Shonen Jump, right? So I would recommend this one. Now let's talk about Cannon Master, which is an absolute D-tier chapter. I'm sorry, I'm going to go a lot harder on this week. Last week I kind of gave it some slack when it dropped that absolute stinker of a first chapter. I didn't want to be mean because I didn't really want to catch flack for it. But you know what? I'm a different man than I was last week. And I'll just say it outright. I thought the first chapter of Cannon Master absolutely sucked. And I thought the second chapter of Cannon Master absolutely sucked. And if Hal Formula is the best of the new batch, Cannon Master is absolutely the worst. And that's beyond question. Comparing this to Animal Signal is basically like a hydrogen bomb versus a coughing baby in terms of enjoyment. Cannon Master is just taking a bunch of tropes and stacking them together and praying that you enjoy it. But the master character just doesn't have enough depth. The student character, it's all predictable. Like we've seen this before. He's going to be one of the machines, but oh, he's a good one, and he can learn to control his powers. And I'm just not at all intrigued. I'm not moved. Maybe that's just me, but I don't foresee a long life for this one. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And maybe, to be fair, I'm not the type of person to wish death on a manga, okay? If this survives, that's good, actually. We need to have more manga surviving in this day and age, but unfortunately, I just don't see it, and that's my thoughts on Cannon Master. And we're going to be followed immediately by another D tier chapter. I'm sorry, I just don't like Class 2B Hero Destroyers. I don't know. Because like I said, I like Gintama, okay? It's not, but I feel like the author has lost the flame in his pen. There's so many uninteresting characters everywhere, and I just don't care about anything that's going on. And I fear that Gintama might be the last good thing that Sorachi will ever write. So, yeah, there's just what happens in this chapter. The hero guy shows up. He actually seems interesting. He seems like he could be a cool character. Maybe even the first cool character so far. I thought the first 2 chapters of Hero Destroyers were good, but basically everything since they've gone to the other world has just sucked. There's really, I can't mince my words on it. It's really bad. Cannon Master, definitely. You know what? As a matter of fact, we're going to spare Cannon Master D tier. And we're going to put it right behind, maybe even in front of Sakamoto Days. And we're going to put Hero Destroyers as our only D tier of the week. And let's talk about Gachiakuta. Okay, lots of moving parts in this chapter. So everyone just shows up. First of all, everybody is here. Literally. I think, I don't know, this is a solid middle ground A tier. So Engine is like dying basically, and nobody can heal him with any of their abilities. And then of course we got What's-His-Face's sister, who's bush camping the whole time. And now she's going to show up to save Rudo. But I feel like unless if they're going to, well, sorry, not save Rudo. She's showing up to arrest Rudo. Those are 2 very different things. Let's get that out there right now. She's arresting Rudo. Now, I feel like they're going to twist this a little bit. I can't see this being played straight. I can't really see her being a villain. I feel like she might save Engine. I think that might be where this is going. But I don't know. The bush camping is crazy. Showed up after all the heavy hitters were out. Absolutely insane work. But I don't feel like she's going to be played for the villain in this next chapter. I feel like, you know, Urana loves to play against our expectations. I just can't see it. That's my prediction. It's on the table. Now, no Kagurabachi, no Centuria. I know what I'm missing on this list. It's One Piece. Where's One Piece? One Piece. I just added One Piece back in. The flashback is finally over. We're back in the present. We saw how Brook got the scar on his face. He got stabbed through the fucking head. But all in all, you know, I do feel like this I'm intrigued to see where this goes in the present. I'll say that. I have to put this above the kind of like gag manga just cuz. But I'm intrigued to see where this goes in the present. I'm very happy the flashback's over, and I'm giving this A tier literally just because it ended the flashback. That makes it an A tier chapter to me. But all in all, yeah, this does some interesting character work for Brook, but now I feel like the amount of backstory this man has is crazy. Like now when you consider even like Zoro is supposed to be one of the main characters, and his whole backstory is just like his childhood friend fell down the stairs or killed herself or whatever. Like, dude, what the hell are we doing here? Give character building to the characters that need some character. Usopp, Zoro. Like, Brook already has a backstory. Now he has a second one. It's actually... I don't know. I won't say too much about it because we're running over. But yeah, I'm glad the flashback's over. But it turned out to be a good flashback. It was pretty interesting towards the end. And I'm intrigued to see where we're going with this. Now, that's going to be all for Shonen this week. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Comment down below, all that good stuff. That's been all from me. I love you all, and I will see you next week. Ciao.